She rips, huh? What is up, fellas? Welcome back to Factory Fresh Garage, where we build awesome junks. We are going to do a real detailed overview of the GT100, which most of you guys are here for today. We've got a lot of progress on it that I haven't really covered on videos. What's up, Charlie? We're gonna pull it out. It's kind of under a little bubble sheet right now. You guys are probably wondering why. We got a real good cut and buff on the paint job and did a bunch of other little odds and ends and finishing touches. So didn't get on video, had a GoPro break and some other little things. Daily broke down, had to replace some parts. So those of you that have been around for a while, I apologize. We a lot of excuses, but as you guys all know, talk's cheap. So we're gonna get some work in today. New guys, we're gonna go over what the GT100 is, which is kind of a crazy build we've been doing. It's turned out really nice. It's a combination of a 2016 Mustang GT Performance Pack. So we're talking 6-piston Brembos, line lock, launch control, all the electronics. It's a unibody. We literally cut the top of the Mustang off and made it a little skateboard, drove it under a 1962 F100 Unibody, shortened and channeled it and placed it over the top of that chassis and tried to use everything we could original. All the interior, tried to keep, kind of modified it to make it look factory old school Ford, but there's obviously all the new amenities of the Mustang are kind of in there. So that is all done. We're going to go over that with Alcantara interior and the leather and all the cool stitching and whatnot, and then a bunch of other little odds and ends. We've got the 94 OBS short bed single cab pickup. We're kind of doing a LS swap 480 transmission, NP 149 transmission, so it's like a mechanical all-wheel drive. The goal of this truck is to make it somewhat economical as much as I can. All-wheel drive, high performance, like street truck. Coilovers front, coilovers rear with the 2019 Mustang IRS rear cradle, and the whole rear suspension is in the back of this. So we've made a lot of progress on this too, but we're going to focus today on the GT100. So let's get this bad girl pulled out here. Let me see if I can get you guys on here with my tripod. Okay, so we're gonna get this one pulled out. My hardest thing with working in this 3-car garage and doing a lot of metal fabrication, which is what I really enjoy doing, is I destroy the almost finished projects that are painted really nice and taken well care of. It's hard to keep them clean and not get chips and dents and whatever. My kids are usually out here tearing it up with me, so we put this little bubble wrap sheet over it, which actually has been protecting it pretty good. So we're going to get this uncovered. We'll pull it out and then kind of go over a lot of the little things we've been doing off camera to make this thing perform and just functional wise make it just a really clean, well put together truck, and what we have left to do. Let's get the bubble sheet off, get it pulled out, and then we'll go over a quick little overview of what this thing is. Of course, the key fob we need is just the Mustang key fob. I've got a little magnet attached to it. We'll make a little leather band here to attach with this magnet, because the magnet basically opens the rear tail light, which is where our fuel fill is, so it's nice and hidden. All right, let me get this up a little bit. Let's just go over real quick what this is, and I'll get you guys on a handheld and we can kind of go over and look at the details on what we've been working on. This is basically a 1962 F100 Unibody. They made Unibodies from, I believe, 61, 2, and 3, maybe 4. There was just a couple years where they made them. So if you notice the body line, there's no cab and then a bed. with two separate structures. It's one thing. You've got the cab and bed melded together with that one body line, which looks really good. And it's kind of unique with these trucks, so it makes them look real slick. This thing is set up on a 2016 Mustang GT Performance Pack chassis. We basically cut the entire body. I'll see if I can find some video or some pictures maybe and put them in here. It's basically, we made the Mustang a skateboard. It had about 19,000 miles, had a minor little crumpled, it was passenger rear, so he probably spun out and hit something. I put the chassis on a frame jig and got everything was actually straight. We didn't have to move anything, just to confirm. So, and then I basically cut all of the body and everything off of the Mustang so we could put this 1962 unibody truck over the unibody car and then meld everything together. We did a bunch of DOM tubing for structure, tying in the A pillar, made a seatbelt harness on the interior for the B pillar, and then ran a bunch of tubing out through the back of the cab into the bed, into the suspension pickup points where the IRS is for stability. And we'll go over all that and I can show you here in a second. The goal was to make a really sweet muscle truck, and what better way to do that than to take a muscle car and basically take everything from the muscle car and use it on this. And when I say everything, I mean all of the electronics, the modules, everything are from the 2016 Mustangs. We've got line lock, launch control, independent rear suspension, 6-piston Brembos up front, like 15-inch rotors, ABS, has electronic steering, has a Gen 2 Coyote, a 6-speed MT82 transmission, all the cooling, all the fuel system, everything is from the Mustang. We did delete a few things, like it has automatic wipers, huge box in the windshield. I didn't want to put that in there and make it look gaudy, but we did retain automatic headlights. It has the LED headlights. We basically wired all of the older headlights and accessory type stuff into the new system to make it work seamlessly, and you get a really unique truck. And this thing basically, how does it feel to drive? Like a 2016 Mustang, but it looks like a 1962 F100 Unibody. Super badass truck. What have we been doing here the last few months while you guys have been away? Let me get you on this little GoPro stick here and I'll walk you around the truck. A little dusty still, but the paint looks beautiful. What is it? I wanted to keep the vibe of the modern Mustang that I pulled the whole chassis, powertrain, drivetrain, electronic, fuel, all the systems off of. And this paint is a deep impact blue. And then I have jet black, gloss black accents for the bumper. You can see there's no mounting points. Everything has been shaved and recessed so you don't see bolts in the bumper or anything like that. Modern LED headlights integrated into the electronic system. They are auto on off. The color though is a deep impact blue, which is what was on that factory Mustang. These are still factory Mustang Performance Pack 2 wheels. You can see, just walk around the exterior, you got 6-piston Brembos, massive rotors, the smallest wheel I can fit. There's even 18-inch wheels. A lot of them don't fit this size rotor because it's so large with the caliper. So they're 19s front and rear. Tire setup is 255 front, 285 rear, which is what is factory. Again, gloss black accents. You can see in the bed, this is kind of where we talked about the DOM tubing. There's a structure up here. Obviously, this is something we still need to finish. But we've got this structure for the bed flooring. We may put in kind of faux wheel tubs just to add some character to it. We need to paint the whole inside, you know, down on the inside of these bed rails and then even lower where it's going to be exposed, because we're going to have some aluminum decking down here that has basically wood faux stickers on them, and it looks really good. I think it's Smoky Road Rod Shop or something like that down south that sells that stuff, so that's on its way. This is going to open, and the reason for that is all of those fuel modules, and you can see even the electronic modules and stuff are back in here, which are very important if we have to troubleshoot some stuff or replace fuel pumps or things like that. So we're going to Raptor line all this bottom surface here, clean up the wiring a little bit more with some nice wire looms and whatnot, and then we're going to add this decking to this top part here and have a flat deck. You can see in here we've got all this 1 3/4 DOM tube. So basically how this was set up, it ties into the rear suspension points here. It basically builds this rear structure for the bed to attach. If you can see right here, it kind of comes off this structure down into a heim joint, and that heim joint ties into the corner of the actual truck bed. So that's how that stuff is all affixed, is through here. And then you can see it's crossed up here once it comes off the suspension pickup points, and it runs right into the back of the cab, and we'll go into the cab and see how that structure is tying the rear suspension pickup points. I have a harness bar that goes in the B pillar, and then another little bar that runs down the A pillar to really make this super rigid. I mean, this thing is so rigid, it has zero flex, so it picks up, I mean, it coming off my curb over here, it almost picks up a wheel. Like, it has zero flex in it, which is really fun to drive. It should be fun on a course. We've got some racetracks around here, and even autocross, we may take it out. Only problem is we made the paint so nice, I'm afraid to chip it and afraid to bang it up. We'll see if we take it out or not. The fuel fill is back in here. I attached a magnet in here basically. I don't have it on me, but this basically swings out and comes down, and then my fuel fills in here. We still need to finish the exhaust. I'm going to do a Z06 style 4-tip exhaust right out of the rear right here in this recession. I think that'll look really cool. As you can see, it is 4-wheel independent, and if I look under this vehicle and show you guys, it's hilarious because it's like brand new 2016 Mustang GT and everything. Like I said, I think it has, right now, I probably have about 20,000 miles on it from driving it. Very unique and definitely a sick truck. Let's get into the interior, and then we'll go over the engine and some of the things we've been working on that you guys haven't seen. Interior is one of those. The seat setup is a Corbeau seat. We wanted a nice bucket seat for the track. Alcantara Ford Performance wheel. We do have the original Mustang steering column, mainly because I wanted to retain all of the stocks on the column. So we've got the wipers, which are all variable adjustable, the same Mustang motor, and the wipers are in there, which is something we need to actually build. But this is the factory Mustang wiper arm control, which is recessed under this cowl. So we'll have variable speed control, that stuff. I did have the option to mount the auto wipers, but like I said, it was a huge box that would obstruct this windshield, and I just didn't want to do it. We can still have the multiple adjustable stuff. It's just not going to turn on and off once it senses rain. All right, we're back. GoPro overheated after being in the sun for like 5 minutes, so I don't know if you guys like GoPro, but they suck. Okay, I think, what were we talking about? Oh, the auto headlight. We'll switch there. We are going to work on finishing these wipers. It's all factory Mustang internals underneath, as well as controls, you know, over here, which is really nice. We do have a quick disconnect because we're doing race stuff, you know. I wanted to do that. We'll probably get a little hanger up here. We can hang it, but that comes off, which is sweet. I Cerakoted all these wiper arms, replaced the rubber on everything with new stuff, Cerakoted all this. It's dirty right now, but you guys can see we do need to install some passenger side handles, just anodized billet stuff. Oh shoot, what else? Oh, these are the factory wiper arms that went in the truck. I think there's a pretty good option we have to cut these down, do some welding and whatnot. We want the old wipers on the new truck, obviously. We don't want these huge, here they are, 2016 Mustang wipers on a old truck. That would kill the vibes. We got a good plan on this, but that's later. Let's keep going around and kind of let's go over the interior, because I know a lot of you guys have really been chomping at the bit to get a heads up on the interior. So we have everything in leather stitching. You can see side door panels, this blue stitching, and leather all down here, leather. The top is Alcantara. So the whole top of the dash is Alcantara. Our vents for our AC, it's all factory AC as well, so it chills this cab down quick because it's way less space than an actual what the system was designed for. We have leather along here, and then we got that nice blue stitching with the kind of body line. Really cool thing we did was all these plastic panels that were formed around the interior and then wrapped in leather as well, and they go up here, and then basically the whole back where we're going to have some speakers installed. Center console, same kind of deal. It's all wrapped in Alcantara with blue stitching. We are going to change this old calculator style Mustang control. There's pretty modern ones that are all touchscreen digital. So likely we'll be doing that, but we're still going to retain all of our factory controls, which cool things, you know, traction control on off, steering wheel control. We can go performance, comfort, and there's a bunch of settings. I don't remember what they are now, but that all kind of shows up here in the factory display, which we've got a carbon fiber insert, and then we've got these factory gauges that we built with some 3D printed material, the blue accents, and then we have control of this information center, which is where we do line lock, launch control. We can do G, 0 to 60, 60 to 0 braking, all that cool Mustangs, modern stuff is now in a old truck, which is what kind of the intent was. Those controls on the steering wheel, we basically just took the one, which controls up here, because I didn't want it on the steering wheel. What else? We kind of, the 1 3/4 DUM tubing. So the seatbelt bar runs all the way back along here. You can see it runs down, ties into the B pillar, and then we've got a little bar here that'll tie down into the A pillar. So that's kind of for the stability side of it, and it's worked really good because this thing is super rigid. So one other little finishing touch we did on the truck, this is the passenger side, we've got to still get those handles on, which is no big deal. I think my wife was in here, so she scooted it up, but we've got the GT100 into the leather stitching down there. And then this is just this side. You can kind of see the roof, same situation. I don't know if you guys can see with the light, but it's got some cool blue stitching down. It's all Alcantara up here. Alcantara for the visors. Overall, it's coming together really well. Those of you who have watched a lot of the videos, if you want to get details on a lot of this stuff, there's probably video on it with this truck. So all the glass, all the trim, everything on this truck is brand new, custom, rebuilt, or just new from the factory. That's kind of a rundown of the exterior. Interior, let's go to the powertrain of this bad boy. One of the things we kind of did that I didn't get on camera is this was pretty sketchy. Unfortunately, we got a chip on the hood here, because we'll end up fixing it, but the hood was not secured very well. We used this factory latch, which was just in here. Luckily, it came up when we were just in the neighborhood. Once you could see this thing wobbling at speed because it runs right into the grill here, into the cooling system. We built kind of a front clip to support everything, but there was a massive amount of air coming in, out through the fenders. But this hood was not safe. I mean, I'm not sure on what the top speed is on a Mustang. We could look it up. It's probably, 150s, 160s. And you want to have things secured when you have that kind of speed, because if this hood blew up, it would destroy a lot of things and probably wreck, get in a wreck in the process. So how did we fix just this factory hood style latch, which was here? I'll show you guys. We installed 2 quick release quick latches, which are just a little circular pop quick latches. Generally, guys will put them on the top of their hoods, and you push a button and it pops it, and there's a pin from the bottom, and you push another button and it pops it up here. I wanted those quick latches on the corners, but I didn't want to have a big black Cerakoted or anodized or whatever, this big black button here, because I wanted to keep the sleekness of the truck. So we hid them under, basically put them upside down under this hood. And to get to them, I'm basically going to stick my hand down in here, and I reach up, and you guys will probably hear it, but I popped that one, and then we're going to come over here, and we're going to pop the one on the passenger side. That one wasn't as loud. And then the factory release is just down here, reaching up, and then I can raise the hood up. So quick latches, here's kind of what they look like. Nice, good structural support here, where we have the pins basically running backwards, but they're nice and hidden. And then this front cage structure we built for the front clip, perfect spot. We basically mounted these latches in here backwards, so I just have to reach in and pop it, and then same on the other side. And this thing is super secure when I do that. I've been down the road, I brought it back from the interior shop with those quick latches, and I may have been going triple digits, and there was I have zero concern about the hood coming up, which it is not fun to drive when you're concerned that the hood's gonna roll up over the top of the truck and destroy all the hard work you've done. Really good option for that. The factory lock here. Still have some little cleanup stuff to do in here, but basically you got a Gen 2 Coyote, which is, I think, 435 horse factory, and we've got a radium catch tank just to kind of adjust everything. It's got the larger radiator with the performance pack, and everything's kind of been adjusted to fit the chassis of this. It's actually moved forward a couple inches so it could be contained within the front of the truck. Overall, everything is factory. So troubleshooting it wise, it's really, really going to be nice because there's nothing crazy going on here, but you get crazy, you know, performance on an old truck with modern muscle car everything. So lots of potential with this Gen 2 Coyote as well. A lot of the internals are forged, and you can safely, you know, a 93 make 600-700 horsepower with the superchargers. That may be an option in the future, but lots of potential. But even right now, this thing is a handful. Super happy with it though. So that's a basic rundown on the GT100. It's been close to 3 years. It's probably been about 2 years build. Really satisfying. What do we have left to do before we call this thing complete? So today, let's get some work done. Maybe we'll go take the GT100 for a little rip, and we're definitely going to get that wiper situation figured out at some point here and install these. So we'll talk about that once we get to it. Let's get this thing started up and go for a little drive. Driving a manual transmission and holding the phone.
Hey, Dad.
What? Oh, dang it, I just unbuckled my seatbelt.
Little noise, like the little small carnival things.
Oh, it's just the rocks hitting the fender wells. Here, hold the phone on me real quick. My seatbelt came undone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm holding on you.
You got it on me? Should we go in the neighborhood and do a little rip?
I hate that when you do it. It's so scary.
Okay, we'll go down the neighborhood real quick and then we'll come back, okay?
No more fast things. It's scary.
No more fast? Driving, it'd be easier if you did.
Okay. It's on you. That hurt my ears. I should have brought headphones.
Here, I'll hold it.
Thank you. I can close my ears the rest of the video. That engine's strong.
You ain't lying. That thing is strong as a bear.
And it's loud.
It's loud, yeah.
Such a liar.
I couldn't help it. All right, guys, now that we got a quick little overview of the GT100, there's a couple little things we're going to work on. So let me show you here. We got some work on the passenger side that we need to work on interior wise. So as you can see over on the driver's side, we've got our window crank and door open, and here we don't. We also have some window wearable parts on the interior that we got. And where's it at? So over here we've got, no, I just set them somewhere else. Oh, I put them over here. So we've got our window crank, just anodized billet aluminum, black pieces. They look pretty clean. We're going to put this for the door handle and this. We do need to modify some things. I can kind of show you here. I want these to be nice and flush. So you can see the window crank. It's basically got a little insert here that'll grab it. I'm going to end up welding this insert to this just because you can screw in this little washer here that has these little teeth in it and screw those teeth in. Problem is, it still just isn't tight and janky. So I'll pull this insert out and get it perfect depth. As you can see right now, I do not want this sticking out an inch from the body. I want it nice and flush, so just like we did on that side, I could show you, but it's just nice and flush. I want it maybe 1/4 inch off, which means we're gonna have to cut this down to fit this, and then same on this side too. We'll cut this down, pull this insert out, get it perfectly welded on, and then with this little Allen bolt here, we can attach the handles. The other thing we're going to do, we got a bunch of parts from LMC just to clean it up a little bit. We've got some window crank, these little plastic inserts for the window crank just to keep them smooth, and then a bunch of door stuff. I think I'm going to replace, we painted the door latches on the inside, and it's not durable enough to be painted, so we've got these to replace them. I'm probably, in the past I did pay to have a guy Cerakote stuff, so basically all the black pieces on the interior are all Cerakoted for durability, and some, the handles on the back tailgate and whatnot, are Cerakoted. Cerakoting is good because it's durable and it has less thickness than powder coating, which is the reason I wanted to do it. It was pretty expensive and it wasn't as durable as I thought, to be honest. I used it on a hood latch and it's already kind of making marks on it. I was hoping it'd be more durable where it wouldn't leave marks. So I actually went on to Cerakote and bought some Cerakote that you can just spray on and it cures at room temp. You don't need an oven for it. So that stuff's on its way. I'm going to try to use that stuff and see how it works out with some of these pieces. But for now, let's get the window piece in, and then these door handles, the window crank here and then the door handle here. Let's get that stuff installed. Yeah, what sweatshirts do I use? I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, they're my Christmas cat shirts, because my wife buys Christmas funny sweatshirts every year, so then I have this mass number of shirts I'll never wear other than on Christmas. All right, we got her done. Nice window crank. And door latch work. Let's get everything put away now. Gotta go get the daughter from cheer practice. All right, boys, well, one of the last little finishing touches or really important things when you do one of these chassis swaps is the windshield wipers. So obviously some guys don't even have wipers on trucks, you know, that they build, because it is a pain in the butt to get wipers in here. So quick little rundown, these wipers are the factory 2016 Mustang wipers. So the benefit of that is obviously we kept the stock controller for the wipers, and it has the variable speed and all that stuff. That's all built in behind in the cowl. Problem is these little ears right here for the modern wipers go to this Mustang wiper arm, which clearly I don't think, you know, no, negative. The goal of this truck is to have all of the old school vibe you know, cool 60 something custom muscle truck performance, all the cool stuff. But we want to have modern conveniences where it's not like driving an old vehicle, or the handling, the wipers work. Everything is a modern touch, but it has that old school look to it, which is the ultimate goal. So we need to integrate the old wipers, which clearly that fits the style. These have all been Cerakoted black. The guy did a really nice job. They're kind of dirty now, but he did real well getting in all these nooks and crannies. These were silver metal, whatever, just stainless or whatever kind of metal this is, but shiny metal, and we want everything to be nice and gloss black or flat black for the accent. So that was done well. But what we need to do is, these arms will not attach to these little stanchions here for the wipers. These are from the old truck, and you can see this little ball here is basically what recesses into this control here. So we need to get this piece attached to here. So we can grind this down to adjust height so we get the wipers faced up against the windshield correctly. But if you look at this, let me see if I can do it with one hand. But basically, you can see this whole ball this pivots all in the center, and this is basically hollow, because you can see this whole piece rotating in here when the wiper goes, and it's just run off this arm. So what I think we can do is just grind this top piece off here, which is going to release this whole bottom part, and we're just going to have this core little cap which fits our wipers, our old school wipers, and then we can adjust the height by grinding this stem down, weld this piece on, and then we can affix the old school wipers, and we have modern electronics functionality, but with the old school look. To do that, let's pull these out. Let's get on our belt sander, sand off the ends of this, and I believe that should release all of this inner structure that's just rotating inside that cap, and we just want this cap. So let's give it a shot.
I'm only going skateboarding.
Okay, bud, be careful. If it starts
Raining?
lightning a lot, get in, because I want you to get struck by lightning.
Okay.
Alright, I've decided to do this in the rain because I don't want to get all the metal dust and whatnot in the garage and gum up the paint on the GT100, because I don't have it covered up. So we'll do a little hand grinding here with this piece. See what we got. See if we can't make this thing work. Oh, it's starting to rain now. Ooh, that's a good one. That was legit. Hey, Cruz! My son wants to go skateboarding. He skateboards all day, every day. Now, it's probably not a good time right now. God damn it. And I just took a big chunk out of it. Okay, we are not going to do this. You can see what I did here. Took a big drill, caught, and took this chunk off. Not a big deal, we can still use this. I just gotta be really careful. Got it. What'd you get? Beautiful mess. Okay, we got right down in there. This is what we need to cap. If you're wondering where this purple color came from, that was the original color of the truck. Very bad paint. It was a four-wheel drive, like mud truck. I kid you not. I'll try to find a picture. All right, we've got our little pieces here. Let's see what they look like. Definitely fit over. We're gonna have to trim this Yeah, still hot. They work. All right, boys. Well, that is a success for the day. Old GT100 is looking nasty. Took the little man out. We're out here in the park. We're gonna probably take some pictures, but give you a quick little walk around. Looking good in the sun. Got to get the exhaust finished up, and we've got to get the bed done. What's up, dude? I'm pretty sure.
The camera off of me.
Did you go?
How many times?
Did you go pee over in the bushes?
Yes.
Nice. All right, fellas. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. Got a lot of progress done. Gave you guys a quick little update. It's been a while. We're going to be more consistent in the future.
Did you do that?
Yeah. No, I didn't do that. Did I do the burnout marks right there? No.
No.
Maybe.
You did.
Maybe. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. We got a good update. We've got a few more things to do on the GT100. We're going to do exhaust, really cool stuff for the bed floor. I've ordered all the parts I need, and they're coming. So look forward to that. That stuff will be coming soon. But as always, God bless and long live hot rodding.